You are watching Travel World Online.
Not only for Azerbaijan, I guess for the whole world, this past 2 years, pandemic years, have been very challenging. We saw a lot of countries shutting down for travel. A lot of airlines stopped their operations. Nevertheless, in Azerbaijan, we've been very active in promoting Azerbaijan as a tourism destination and to keep it on the top of mind of the travelers, so that once the travel is reopened, as we are experiencing it these days, so that travelers can easily are informed about what we have here to offer for the travelers, and that they can come to Azerbaijan. Starting from the last year in 2021, we already started opening up Azerbaijan for international travels. In the beginning, we started only with 5 countries, and today we have over 90 countries where the citizens of those countries and the permanent residents there can travel to Azerbaijan with presenting negative PCR test result and either COVID vaccination certificate or certificate about the recovery from COVID-19. Having this document with you, the travelers can travel to Azerbaijan, and it's very easy to get a visa. We have the online e-visa system. Travelers can apply and they can get their visas either in 3 days or 3 hours upon their preference. For the first-time travelers, obviously there are the usual itineraries and a lot of products that they haven't been acquainted yet. These are the Shardagh, the Ateshgah and the Yanardagh and other places in Azerbaijan. I would like to speak a bit about Baku, because Baku is the biggest city in the Caucasus and a very modern city with a European outlook, and we see Baku is famous for events such as Formula One and other international and has been a host for other international events. But apart from that, Azerbaijan actually has 9 out of 11 climatic zones, which means that Azerbaijan has a lot to offer, whether it is nature experiences, whether it is urban experiences, whether it's cultural experiences, because in Azerbaijan we also have a lot of UNESCO heritage listed sites that have been also very popular among tourists. We developed a few projects during this year. One of them is the slow food travel. This has been developed together with it's a European funded project, and a lot of people have probably heard about the slow food philosophy, but the first time in Azerbaijan we merged slow food philosophy with the travel, and Azerbaijan has become a slow food travel destination. This project brings together local producers and gastronomic communities in certain regions and multiple parts of the tourism value chain together. It allows travelers to enrich their experience through farmers, cheesemakers, winemakers, and other local producers. And we created a slow food travel map, which also shows various experiences that they can join during their travel. Apart from that, we've been very active in developing a lot of hiking proposals for the travelers. Apart from 16 new hiking trails across the northern and northwestern routes of Azerbaijan, which, by the way, passes through remote mountain villages, forest, lakes, and the waterfalls. We are also cooperating with the Transcaucasian Trail Association and developing a long distance hiking trail that follows the Greater and Lesser Caucasus Mountains. As part of it, a 97-kilometer hiking trail has been developed, and it passes through the lush and forested mountains of Sheki and Zagatala. And in future, we are planning to combine all the hiking trails so that you can travel from one part of Azerbaijan to the other one, and actually you can also cross it to other neighboring states as well. We've been also very actively developing bird watching experiences in Azerbaijan, because Azerbaijan is an attractive bird watching destination thanks to its mixed landscapes from wetlands in the subtropical south to the mountain villages in the north. And actually, bird watchers can find millions of interesting bird species. Among them, I would like to mention Beshparmak. This is a bottleneck for a lot of birds migrating from the south to the north during change of the season, and it has been remarkable during this a remarkable place for all the bird watchers. And and this year in November, we are planning to host a bird watching festival at the Shirvan National Park. This is organized jointly with the Ministry of Ecology, and we are planning to have a lot of international media and bloggers in this event too. Travelers who have been to Azerbaijan or planning to a trip there to Azerbaijan, they have heard about the mud volcanoes, because Azerbaijan has more than half of all the actual mud volcanoes across the world. And we are right now building a mud volcanoes tourism complex, which will allow the visitors to enjoy multiple experiences, from quad biking to zip lining to workshops for children, along with the trip to the moonlight landscape of the mud volcanoes. We also have a lot of offerings for the families. I mean, the travelers who are usually visiting with the families. There are multiple malls. Each of them are equipped with the kids zones and also great for the shopping. But also we have Şamaxı Safari Park. This is a paradise for ecotourists and wildlife lovers. It covers the area of 1,000 hectares and is home to more than 1,000 wild animals. Also, it's located in a very picturesque place where you can enjoy Caucasus Mountains. Azerbaijan has been host to many international events, and it put us also on the map of the MICE tourism, because over the years government has been heavily investing in the MICE and conference and business events infrastructure. This comes as I would say, I would like to highlight two main venues for this. One of them is the Azerbaijan Baku Convention Center, which hosts up to 6,000 people, which can host with a lot of conference halls and the breakout rooms. But also next to it is the Hydraliyev Center, which is also an amazing venue designed by a world-renowned architect Zaha Hadid. Baku, even though it's a big city, but all these facilities are conveniently located next to each other, and also considering that there are great road infrastructure, the access to these venues are very easy. Apart from that, Baku is also a place where a lot of international chain hotels are located, such as Four Seasons, JW Marriott. We have actually quite a few Marriott hotels in Azerbaijan. Recently, Intercon also opened in Baku. And highlight of the year, I would say, is the opening of Ritz-Carlton, which is planned for this year. And it also has a lot of conference facilities and experiences that we can offer for the MICE segment and business event planners. Since we started operating our markets and we started directing our marketing investment, India has always been as among the key source markets for Azerbaijan. And if we look at the statistics numbers of 2019, when we had the record number of travelers coming to Azerbaijan, over 3 million tourists, we can see the highest increase among the travelers were marked from India. We had a 67% increase with over 65,000 travelers. And considering that Azerbaijan was recently introduced to the Indian market, it was a remarkable indicator. And since the borders with India is open again, we see a lot of interest coming from the market. We are already in touch with our partners, trade partners in India, and already started introducing them to the travel regulations and further information about the products. But it has been not very challenging, because during this pandemic years, we've done our homework and we created a few projects that would support our partners in India to get updated about what's happening in Azerbaijan and what Azerbaijan has to offer. One of them has been Azerbaijan 101. It's an online platform which gives information about various tourism offerings we have here. And actually, interestingly, the highest number of people who got the certificate was actually from India in 2020. So we have a lot of travel experts on Azerbaijan in India. Indian market has been very diverse. If we look at the who is traveling to Azerbaijan, obviously the main chunk of travelers from India in the previous year were the MICE groups. But our strategy for Indian market has always been not only having a MICE group, but also having FIT travelers, family travels. Wedding and corporate event groups have been very popular. I mean, Azerbaijan has been very popular among this traveler. And for this year, obviously, we are starting. The moment the borders got opened, we immediately filed registration at OTM Mumbai, and we are also planning to participate at SATE. It's a good chance for us to reconnect with our partners in India, also to get them in touch with the local industry here in Azerbaijan. And obviously this year we have a lot of projects addressed for Indian travelers and also our partners in India. So we are going to host some fun trips, both media and travel related, so that people can learn about Azerbaijan a bit more. We have already planning to schedule B2B meetings. This can be both virtual or a hybrid format, where travelers will be also, where tour operators will be also required to travel here to see what happened, what has changed. We are very much looking forward to welcome tourists to Azerbaijan from India.
Great. Thank you very much.
You are watching